that is special one. We just came back from Cybus and we prepared the news for you. The really first one is actually that there is a division or the clash between United States and European Union in the perception of the stablecoins. The attendees from United States, and one of them, Christopher Waller, voiced the support of the stablecoins, which, in his opinion, will drive the innovation and the real-time payment in the industry, which came a little bit with a clash with the European attendees, like from Bundestag, which highlighted the potential risk for those instruments.
Well, Europe all the time is more cautious and approaching the topic of stablecoins or crypto friendliness with cautiousness. So this is not a surprise for me. Specifically, that the same conference, some leaders of European banks, European central banks from Germany, as an example, they were a little bit concerned that stablecoins and everything what keeps this industry alive, it's a risk. And I understand why they consider this as a risk, because I think they are physically and emotionally are not ready to use stablecoins. It's very hard to shift the paradigm from fiat to crypto. Crypto truly has some dark sides. I mean, dark sides because exist decentralized systems, exist things that the state, the government, national bank, regulators, they cannot control. It requests time, it requests emotions, nerves, and a lot of mental capacities to invent solutions how to deal with it. I'm more a crypto friendly. I honestly think that Americans are doing correctly, because instead of pushing against, it's better just to accept it and let it work for you. So Americans, I think they're doing the correct step. Europe will be in a situation to accept this too, sooner or later. So I think it's just a matter of time. And yes, I understand perfectly that exist risks, exist things that can, create a little bit of chaos, can create some, for example, it's harder to make a KT, KCKB on crypto than for a fiat, classical fiat transaction. But it's possible. You just need to rewrite the processes, which is very hard, and to reapply new tools and instruments, which is also very hard. Yeah, but step by step we will get to this, and the trend is global. Like, for example, by the way, the second hour news is about that Visa pilot a stablecoin integration for cross-border payments. And if Visa is doing this, and all other international payment systems will start also to do this, it means that the national bank of the different national banks from European countries will have to accept it. And this pilot that Visa launches via Visa Direct, well, basically it's a logic of prefunded stablecoins, but again, it's a very good thing. It's a quasi-cash operations, basically. So it's the start of a new era. In our interviews that we made at Cybus, we also covered the launch of crypto pilot for Swift. We also covered in another of our interviews. But yeah, it's absolutely a global trend. What do you think, Igor? What will Visa have success with this? A pilot where they missed something and they are not ready for this?
It's really hard to say, because usually I'm trying to calculate or see the real results rather than the marketing, like introduction and so. But Visa seems to be nailing every time their technical advantages. And if Visa is heading this way, first of all, it means that they see from the analytics that it's uninventable. So basically everyone will use stablecoins because it's finally maybe the good marriage between fiat and crypto. And the second one, they try and will prove if it's sufficient for the cross-border payments, because even despite having the cross-border instruments, inclusion and ability to use those instruments across countries is kind of limited, and the space is there, and potentially trying new technology for filling the gap in this space is something that big companies do and will do. So I would love to jump maybe into the discussion in 1 year to see the real numbers of transactions, the compliance questions, the usage, the user experience, because a lot of things there. So I think it's a good experiment. And if Visa pushes it, they have certain calculations, and we will see if it will fit into those calculations or not. So the third news from our side is actually about fiat world, and it's about that European companies as a PSPs and banks, they're preparing for mandatory instant credit transfer regulation, which is active from October. And I think they embracing and preparing the infrastructure much, much faster, which shows that even the competition with the stablecoins drives innovation. It's another example that by being in the European Union, and that's the beauty and maybe the real added value from European Union by having the regulation, certain things slower, but when they come into effect, the cumulative effect is much bigger. So right now, we will see that instant transfers will be implemented and enforced in all countries, and it will show, and I think it will give a certain economic effect, because having an ability to transfer instantly, to receive the payments, to check the balances, and it will help the business a lot, and to the private funds functionality. So I see it as a one push from crypto world and stablecoin to push the regular fiats and banks to innovate and provide more values for the end customers.
European Union is already, well, I mean, European Union, a lot of countries already implemented and updated their infrastructure for instant payments. Already, almost every instant payments are present. The difference is that currently there are some countries that still have some debts from technical side and full integration. And yes, we are very close for having a pan-European instant payment solutions, instant payment feature that will help us to transfer money to each other easy without waiting too much. But to be honest, I think the last 2 years, almost all European citizens already felt this, and already this is an implemented thing with some small exceptions. European Union, you are right. European Union is a place where decisions are taking takes a lot of time to take a decision, but when it's done, it's done, and then things goes very well. Sometimes Europeans are looking with skepticism at something, sometimes very open, more with skepticism, but every time the results and deliverables are very good. Instant payments came from basically from the concept of SEPA, and SEPA came from the concept of having one unique monetary system like euro, and everything came from the fact that we in Europe want to have one single European an economic area without borders, having free, not free, only free speech and the freedom of do wherever we want in legal terms and legal conditions, but also to build businesses in different countries, passportize our licenses, experiences, have a single one custom union without spending so much time. So everything is came from the true European value of being united and build bridges. I'm very happy for this. We are finally almost at the end of this great path of unifying payment systems, and I'm sure it will provide a big economic boost. Well, it already had, but it will provide much bigger boost, because as soon as far as I know, some new countries also will join. Some at least technically, from technical perspective, from technical integration, will join European Custom Union. So it's a big, and plus they will join also SEPA. This is about, like, for example, like Moldova, and this is a good signal that the European Union is moving in a very good directions.
That's definitely true. And on this positive note, I would like to close this episode. So please join our channel, comment. Next week, we are going to release a lot of interviews from the Cybers, and I hope you will learn a lot of things which are bothering and happening on the Cybers. So see you next week.